Hello, today is Friday, January 7th, and I'm so excited. It's like week one of January, or week one of 2022. It's coming to a close here. I'm super excited. Anyways, today's message is walking every day keeps my bones strong. I feel like for January, there's going to be a lot of health related messages as typically I think people make, resolutions around their health. So I went off script this week to do the spread about regarding Betty White a couple of days ago. I'm not 100% sure what day it was. It was a few days ago, and so I skipped around in the book. So I'm gonna do a spread today from the book, but it's just not the actual day of the 7th. So the 7th day spread, I'm not really feeling it, but I'm gonna go back, and today I'm going to do a big purchase spread. So this is really about, like, if you're ready to make a large purchase, it really sort of captains in what are those inspirations for finance when contemplating, big financial decisions, and we're going to summon some of like use the energy of wealthy families that you can think of, the Vanderbilts, the Rockefellers, the Murdochs, big families like that. And we'll sort of champion them in, call them in to see, should we or should we not be thinking about making big purchases this early in the year. So if you need to pause the video to really summon for yourself what is a big purchase you're thinking about, and that will vary for each of us individually what a big purchase means. And otherwise, let's go ahead and do this. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the spread as the other days. I will also link it below. Well, I'll label it below. So if you want to try this one at home, you can too. So let's go ahead and I have a couple of oracles, so I'm going to be pulling from at the end of this as well. So let's just hop right in for this big purchase spread. So we are going to draw from different, financial moguls that we can think of, families or individuals, and see how they make these big purchases. How have they made their money? And then how can we, draw inspiration from that as we contemplate our big purchases for this year. So in this number one spot here, is the item in question worth the money you are about to spend, is really what we're asking, right? Is what you're thinking about worth spending the money on? So for this number one spot here is, can I borrow it? So if this is going to be on credit, so even a home purchase, not everybody can save money, especially real estate nowadays, I don't know, to just go and buy a house or, home cash. And so you'd have to finance it, but it could also be a car or even just new clothes, anything. And what if you need to take credit on? So can you borrow it? In this number one spot, we have the 6 of Cups. This says to me, this says to me that the purchase as a collective, what we're contemplating largely, is something that brings us nostalgia that's tied to our past. Maybe it's something that we're being, it's the beginning of the year, maybe we're reminiscing of something lost or something that we would like to replace that maybe we had when we were younger. And so can you borrow it? I'm getting the message. Oh, okay. Spirit just came in really, really, really big, is can you borrow? And this is speaking to potentially borrowing from someone maybe a parent or a sibling. Like that's what you're thinking about. There's a clear message coming in for some of you that you're thinking of asking a family member. And for others, it's that you're thinking about borrowing money for something that brings you that nostalgia. And the third message I'm getting is that there may be money coming in due to maybe an inheritance if family, maybe a parent's retiring, or grandparents that are retiring, moving away, and they're downsizing, and so you'll be getting money from them. So I think as far as can I borrow it, I think the sort of the straight answer to this question would be I don't think you need to necessarily make that decision. I don't think it's a yes or no. It really, the message I'm getting is that the money is going to come from someone in your family or like family, that they're going to gift that for you towards this purchase, or they're going to help you in purchasing it. So it's like a yes, but it's a little more complicated than just a simple ask and receive. I think there's definitely some ties to it, and it's going to be okay. It's just how it comes. It's either, their family members are downsizing and there's going to be some extra money and they're going to give some of that to you. It may be a loan and that would be okay to accept. Or you're thinking about making this purchase. And if you're thinking about making this big purchase and it has to do with something from your past, then you should feel comfortable in doing so, because it is tied to like nostalgia, and that sort of harmony is okay. It's looking good. So in this number 2 spot is what will I do with it? We have the Nine of Pentacles, which is, she is fierce, she's strong, she's independent, and she has a ton of just financial stability. So what will you do with it is you're going to shine, however it is or whatever it is. It's just going to brighten your shine for sure. So it could also have to do with maybe you're going to use, maybe you're thinking about the purchases of major glow up, like a new hairdo, maybe you're changing your wardrobe. Maybe you got a new job, or you're coming into something, you were working really hard and you can, whatever it is that you've been working towards, what you'll do with this big purchase is just going to level you personally up to a higher level of a higher status. And so what you'll do with this is really just shine and be abundant also in what this purchase is. And it's making me again think about this family tie, or this tie to a childhood here, and borrowing it. It could very well mean, be tied to reaping this this purchase might be really tied to your lineage, and it could be continuing something that your family is known for, or growing something that maybe you had when you were a child. Now you get to revisit that, and now by you doing that, what you'll do with that is really shine and elevate. And so that's really positive. In this 3rd spot, we have how often will I use it? And you got this Page of Pentacles, and it's this, again, really sort of, I'm getting this really youthful energy, especially underneath this 6 of Cups. But it's also this offering of something of, so how will you use it? It's really launching a jumping off, a stepping stone, a jumping off point to creating more wealth. So it could very well be, maybe a lease for a business spot, or buying the materials that you need to start your business, or getting the business license, maybe going to school and getting that certificate or that degree in a particular area. Whatever it is, how often you will use it this is like the seed that's being planted. And so that will grow as you're getting this offer of money, of abundance, of resources. So whatever the big purchase is a stepping stone, a jumping off point. And how often you will use it, it really is just dependent on how much you cultivate that to grow it and to see it flourish even more. But it's positive for sure. In the number 4 spot, we have, do I really even want it? Now, the 10 of Wands is, as you can see, oh gosh, I keep shaking the camera. I'm so sorry. This 10 of Wands is typically seen as this burden, as you're carrying a heavy load on your back. It's also the 10, so you're getting to that point of completion in a particular journey. So do I really even want it? I think yes is the answer here. And that is like you have been working towards this for a while. Not too long of a while. There's this really, young energy, but it could, this newer energy, that it's also maybe something you've been thinking about for a long time. Like I said, influence from your family, from where you grew up, maybe your neighborhood, maybe your traditions, your culture, something that was around can be influencing that. But do you really even want it? And I feel like the message I'm receiving here is yes, because it's been weighing heavy on you for a while. So you've been thinking about making this purchase and excuse me, and now you're in a place where figuring out how to go about and bringing it to fruition. And so you're having this offer, which is how often we'll use it. Well, you can cultivate it. And this 10 of Wands really represents it. Maybe you have been working towards it, contemplating it for a while, and it really is the glow up for you. And so yes, it'll be worth the wait, it'll be worth the struggle to finally see your idea for whatever this purchase is come to fruition. And this 5 spot is, can I really afford it? And you have this 8 of Wands, and this is again a loud yes. And it's really, the message is like these wands are coming in fast and they're coming in hot, and what they're saying is that it's not even a question of can you afford it, is why have you maybe waited so long, as you're carrying this on. And maybe we've been carrying this for a while, like something that you've been thinking about. And this borrowing, maybe was something that you saw when you were young, and maybe your parents weren't able to purchase something for you or for themselves. And so you've held that for a long time. And now you're in this, what will you do with it? You're in this really glow up moment of abundance and sharing and paying things forward, so how often we'll use it? Well, you're going to plant that seed to grow more, of that, maybe for your family, or however that works out for you. And then do you probably, yeah, you've been wanting this for a while, and so can you really afford it? It's a yes, and it's going to come fast. When you decide to, and you make that decision, it's going to be a no-brainer. It's going to be really quick when everything aligns for you to make this big purchase. When all the things come, it's all, as soon as you decide to accept the coin, right? And to stand in this power of what you've been working towards and why, how it all comes together, the decision's going to come in really fast. And so it won't even be a question of whether you can or can't afford it. It's going to happen, and you're going to find a way to make it happen. It's going to be really fast. And so yes, a resounding yes all across. So I'm going to pull 2 oracle cards. I'm doing one from the Angels Answers, and so we'll see if it gives us a little more just a little more information towards this big purchase moment. And I'm going to pull a tea leaf of a month of the year. So maybe with both of these we can have a little bit of a timeline situation, but we'll see. Okay, so we got choose a new direction. So see, in this makes me think of this card here. So if this is something that, you've been wanting for a long time, and you've been carrying this around, and the solution of how, can you really afford it? If this is going to come to you really quickly, choosing a new direction, maybe how you've been going about this needs an updated look. Maybe we need to revisit how it is that we've been thinking about, like, who do we borrow this from? What will I do with it? How? And so as we're aligning these cards, the choose a new direction is to move out of this. Do you really want it? If it feels like it's been a long journey and trying to decide, then it's really about the direction which we're taking. And this, can I really afford it card of the 8 of Wands just coming in really fast says yes, but it's also this too, this thinking about what direction do we want to take? How have we been doing this? What have we been doing? What are all the different areas that we've been working on it? As I'm thinking about, it really does seem like you're contemplating a really big purchase, and that's usually around a home, or maybe taking money out for education, or even thinking about setting up some sort of stream of income to have another stream of income maybe for another purchase. So maybe thinking about a business that could potentially be grown into something bigger that would have money, sort of generationally. And so should you invest in something? And I think the feeling I'm getting is really that this is something you've been thinking about for a long time, and it's been weighing heavy. And so the quick pause, or after this is done, meditate on your area that you're thinking about purchasing, where you're thinking about investing this money, and you're going to get a message really, really fast about what is the direction that you need to take to make it come to fruition. And that'll align whether or not, or how I should say, how you can make it happen. Let's see if we can get a card here for, let's see. Oh, so we got December, which is cool because we're in January. So that really speaks to this being, back to this sort of 10 of Wands, this energy of having, for some of you, it can also mean that this is kind of a time direction too about, do you really want this? And so maybe it takes a little bit longer to complete it as well. So by December, you should either have it. Oh my gosh, I just shook the camera at 10. So by December, you'll have it, or you'll start seeing the reward of it. You'll start seeing this sort of go above it. If you're taking this to invest in something and choosing this new direction, may extend it out. And for big purchases, they don't normally happen overnight. I'm looking at the December card, and I thought when I bought my home, it was like another 11 months before I even moved into it. And so I had all this time to prepare different things that I needed for it. But it was also, I made the decision to purchase the home, but it still took a while. So I think this is, again, it really speaks to a large purchase or a large investment. And so that, the answer is you're gonna get some quick action, some quick movement here as to what direction to best take to get you there faster than what you've been sort of struggling with this. But you're definitely in the perfect moment to take that leap, and you're really owning your power and taking this offer of money and seeing where you can invest it. And it can come from, like I said, either familial or friendship, from somewhere this money is going to, somewhere, it's not like it's not all being financed through, third parties that you don't know, or a large bank or something. There's something familial about this, and familial doesn't have to be family oriented. It can be friends or, colleagues, but it's something familiar. And by December, you should see that all come together. So I'm going to end that there. Again, I'm so excited. Made it 1 week down. So it's at 51 weeks to go.